how you rate a car. I had this idea back in middle school, and I talked about it with a few friends, trying to think, okay, how do you rate a car, and what system works the best? And I've kind of dialed it in. Feel like we got the right spot. I'll kind of go through some examples just so we can really show you how the system I think is the best way to rate a car. So first off, this is for exterior of the cars, not worrying about anything interior wise. It's not going through like a 100% diagram of the car and how it works, interior, exterior, engine bay, all that kind of stuff. It's just like, hey, if I saw a car driving down the road real fast, this is how I'd rate it real quick, based on the driver, based on the wheels, based on the body. But basically it's broken up into three parts. Like I just said, we have the body of the car, the wheels of the car, and also the driver. That might seem way too simple, but it's really just a first impression. We have, it's a 40%, 40%, 20% equal the whole 100%. We have 40% for the body, 40% for the wheels, and 20% for the driver. So 40% has to do with everything in the exterior of the car. We have the headlights, the taillights, we have the front bumper, body panels, all that kind of stuff would make up the first 40%. Other 40% has to do with the wheels. And that might sound way too simple, but it's the wheels, I believe, make up a really big part of the car and how it looks. As it really, and if you really wanted to make it more complicated, you could even say the tires, the rims, and the calipers. To really just kind of give us some more things than just like one specific part of the car. Check this out. So here we have a Buick Century. Obviously, excellent car, amazing car. Fantastic body lines, fantastic wheels, everything about it. I hate this car so much. The way the car looks, it's basic early 2000s car. It's an old person car, and the wheels I think are one of the biggest things that can change a car overall. So obviously we have crappy wheels, crappy body, but if you put some cool wheels on the car,
banging wheels,
makes it look way better, right?
Yep.
So, and it just across the board, like, yeah, it's still a Buick Century, but it's got some sweet wheels. I actually saw this as an example one time. I was driving down the road one time. I saw a Buick Century. It was stock, just like one of the stock photos. But then another time I saw it with like these huge wheels on it. It had to be like 20s on it or something.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't like the Buick Century,
but that ain't too bad.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
And it really goes for any car too. Like you take a BMW for example. Put steel wheels on it, which I think are the lowest graded wheels you could possibly have on a car, especially if they're like rusted out or something. And you put some solid wheels on them, like I said, of Vossens.
Instantly changes everything.
Way better.
Yep.
It's way better now. So, and same thing even goes for if you were to do a Lamborghini. This is probably my favorite things. It's a Lamborghini Urus that they made into a base model car. So if you put steel wheels, regular headlights, and a non-painted front bumper, this is what it looked like. And it just looks like a typical SUV. It looks like a bottom-of-the-barrel SUV, actually. But in reality, it's a great car because it has great wheels, it has great front bumper. Everything about it's a fantastic vehicle. So after the wheels, we have the driver. And the driver, I think, is another semi-important portion to if the car is actually a cool car or not. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a guy driving down the road, and he's not driving the car correctly, not using turn signals. He's driving, like, taking the turns, like, super slow. Like, he's driving, like, a big box truck. He's driving a sports car. Like, excuse me. And the flip side, it's also the exact same. There's a guy who's driving the car super smooth, taking turns at the right speed. He's not doing anything dangerous or recklessly, going down the road or anything. So let's go through some different examples just to kind of put this whole rating system to the test. First car we're going to go over is my buddy Cody's Nismo 370Z. Now, I'm going to be a little biased on this one because this was my dream car for the longest time. I absolutely loved the 370Z. I remember when the 350Z first came out, I just always wanted a 350Z. And then the 370Z came out, and I thought it was just better than the 350Z overall. But my buddy Cody bought this car at the beginning of this year. Absolutely loves it. I think the 2016 was one of the best years they made for this car, just because of like the way the front bumper, the rear bumper, the wheels really match up really well. So for me, I rated it with the body. I did 37%. The wheels also 37% because I think the wheels are really good. The only thing with the wheels that I think is if it was the 2009 to 2013 Nismo 370Z wheels. Because those ones I thought were the best ones they did for the Nismo. But, again, the one that he has for his car, also very, very nice. So, and then also rated his driving ability at an 18. Again, I'm very biased because I know how he drives. We've gone on several drives together and everything. But I rated it at 18. And the only reason it's 18 out of 20 is because I really like the way he drives with us when we're in groups. Like, we're like on each other's tail, going through some different turns and stuff like that. He's spot on with his gas, brake, keeping up with us like across the board. This is fantastic. But then it just seems like when we're riding together in the same car, he's just kind of driving it like it's a normal car.
It's because he's not following him.
It's because he's not following me. So it must be the issue with that. But what would you say you would rate this car here?
Definitely. So we're going to body first out of 40. I would definitely go for about a 35, honestly.
35?
You get a Nismo, and what separates a Nismo from the regular 370s, obviously, is the Nismo pieces and parts of the body kit. Yep. And so right away, you don't have to, upgrade the car to a Nismo. It's already a Nismo. You're already getting most of those things already put on the car from the factory like that.
Yeah.
And so I would say with the white and the red accents are pretty cool. I mean, it's fantastic looking. The lines are amazing. And so I would definitely give it a 35 for the body.
Solid.
Yep. And then, so for wheels next, out of 40 again. I like the wheels. I agree. I mean, Nismo is Nismo. You're going to get good wheels. You're going to get good body. But I think that there are lots of things that you can do to make a car your own. And putting aftermarket wheels is a big part of that. So I'm going to give it a 30 on the wheels. And then for driver, I'll do 17.
17?
Again, he's a really good driver. He's usually behind Daniel here. But yeah, good driver. And so that'd be about 82 out of 100. Yeah,
solid.
Fantastic car.
Yeah, so overall, mine is 92. And overall, Jarrett's rating is 82. Next car I wanted to do is my own car. And rather than me go first and kind of spoil everything that I think about the car, because I'm obviously extremely biased on my car, we're going to have Jarrett go take the reins on this one. So my car is a 2008 Infiniti G37 Coupe version. And Jarrett, what would you rate this car if you had to rate it?
Oh, so right away, I mean, I've been around this car for a while now. So
for
the body's sake, again, I love the white. The carbon fiber fenders obviously is somewhere where your eyes look. You instantly go, hey, why is this different color? And you get closer to it, like right there, and you can see it's carbon fiber fender. That is awesome. Love the red spoiler to match the wheels. And I'm gonna give it a 25. And the only reason why is just because it's not completely finished. Obviously, you have some scathes here and there, and again, this is something you would be rating something going down the road, too. Yeah. So, and then also, this is just everyone's different, but I'm not a huge fan of stickers, but that is just my own personal opinion too. Yep, yeah.
I wasn't a fan of those for some reason.
Yeah, that's just me though. So yeah, I would definitely give it a 25 on the body, and then for the wheels now, next up. Definitely giving it a 35 for the wheels, and that is because going back to with Cody's car, the Nismo.
Yep.
These are wheels that Daniel bought himself and also painted himself red, and he chose to do that there. And that is now his car, 100%. You would know that is Daniel's car driving down the road because those are his wheels are red. They contrast against the white, really nice, and then you have the spoiler to match, and then also the taillights too. They're not tinted out; they're red as well. Yep. So definitely a 35 on the wheels. And then for a driver, I'm going to give Daniel a 20. And why I say that, I've actually learned a lot driving behind Daniel when we go out on drives in groups. Daniel's a really good driver. He doesn't take unnecessary risk. He respects the road and respects other drivers. And he does it even when we're not there, too. And I've always looked up to how he drives. And it's a 6-speed too, so it just gives more points. Definitely more points on the driving part if somebody's doing all of that and also using a clutch. So definitely 20, and that'd be about an 80 overall.
For me, I rated my car at
100.
Obviously 100.
Yeah.
Because I think it's perfect. No, it's a huge project, and obviously, I mean, you're always your biggest critic with the car. I originally bought the car with a big dent in the side. With a great quarter panel, right? Got a great deal on the car because of that, and we finally fixed it, and we have not had time to paint it. And I was like, well, I want to paint this quarter panel, but there's so many other imperfections in the paint everywhere else that I just want to paint the whole thing eventually. But keeping all the red accents, carbon fiber, obviously. But then I want to paint the whole car so it's all one color. But for the body, I rated it a 23%, just because of that. It's just a glaring body issue. Love the shape of it overall, though. Love my headlights. Love the carbon fiber. Love the red wheels. But I was just gonna say 23%. Wheels 35%. And I said 18% for my driving ability because I did wreck a car one time. So overall, you said 80% for me, and then for me it's like 76%. So, but once the car is finished, obviously like 100%.
105.
105. So next car we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Jarrett's car. Drives a 2016 BMW 528i. And one of the things I'm not a big fan of with the car is the fact it's black. I'm just not overall a fan of black cars in general. But one of the things I really do appreciate about his car is that he didn't black out the car. It's not 100% black wheels, black smoked out headlights, taillights, and everything. Most of the car is black, but the wheels, different color. Obviously the headlights, taillights are not blacked out either. I do love the fact he converted it into dual exhaust. So the car does have a little bit nicer of a sound to it, and also has a carbon fiber spoiler. Love carbon fiber, so that's a great little aspect of there. I am a big fan of his ESR wheels that he has for the car, and I am not a big fan of the fact that it's an automatic car, but he does have paddle shifters. And for those who are like manual enthusiasts, that's like, oh no, I only drive manual. Having paddle shifters is really nice because it does kind of feel like a manual for the car. Overall, I would rate the car on the body, I said about 35%. The wheels, 35% as well. And then driving ability, I'd say 18. Again, when we're driving in a group, it's just fantastic. And I have a hard time trying to rate somebody at a 20 just because, like, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like nobody's a perfect driver, but dude, excellent when we're going on drives and really aware of the surroundings for everything. So
I use my turn signals too.
he uses turn signals.
That's at least a point.
That there is like way up there.
Safety.
Safety first. So anyway, how would you? Obviously, this is very biased now with you rating your car, but how would you rate your car based on all of this?
Well, body, wheels, and driving ability. So again, like Daniel said, you are your own biggest critic. And so when you look at your own car, you see everything about it. Good, bad, what you want to change, and sometimes you do have to take a step back and look at it and go, okay, well, this is kind of cool. You know, what should I do about this? What should I do about that? And you know, I would say for the body, I really like the lines on the specific generation. It is a 5 Series, so it's a little bit different. Most people go with a 3 Series 4-door, and it's a little smaller. But I love the lines of the car, especially in person. Just seeing it nice and low to the ground, and it's just super sleek looking. It is black, and I am also not a fan of black wheels. A lot of people really don't understand that, but on certain higher trim vehicles, you can get away with a murdered out car. If it is completely murdered out, all black, you know, maybe a C7 Corvette or any sort of higher trim supercar, obviously murdered out looks great. But yeah, I really like. Your eyes look at a car and you look for contrast. So what are your eyes being distracted by, and is it good or bad? So I really like that idea with it, is keeping it black, obviously, not tinting anything in terms of headlights, taillights, but then having those wheels to really pop out. So I would say 35 for the body. Okay. And then for the wheels, I did buy those. I was running my stock wheels for a while, which were like a silver turbine style wheel, and I wasn't too upset about them. But I really wanted new wheels, and they had a little bit of damage on the stock ones, so I went ahead and stick with the kind of silver idea, the black on silver. I really like black on silver.
It's a good combo.
So yep, I did buy the aftermarket wheels and got them mounted, and I've been pretty happy with them. So I'd say for my wheels, I'd say 35. Again, there's always room to grow in every aspect of the car. So
it's not a set of Bosons.
Yeah, they're not Bosons.
I don't know. Bosons are always my favorite.
Yeah, they're not a 40 for the Bosons. And then for driving ability, I'd say 15.
All
right. I always try to figure out how I can drive better. And you know, being that I am 21, I don't have as much experience on the road as Daniel. Not saying he's super old.
Dude, I've driven for 15 years now.
Yeah.
15 years.
So I really try to pay attention to what Daniel does and what other people do on the road that caters to their car and how they drive their car better. And I've always tried to focus on that, and I feel like I have a lot of room to improve. But I do also try to, again, respect the drive, respect the road, respect other drivers trying to drive normally, and when we go out on drives as groups. And I feel like I do a pretty good job, but definitely room for improvement.
Sure.
So that would be an 85 for me, 85%.
Nice. Yeah, overall I rated you at 88. What would the car look like if it was all perfect 100%? And so I'm actually currently saving up for this car. This is a Vader G35. It's a kit car. You take an Infiniti G35, you make it into this car, basically. And I would want it to be white. Obviously, I'm not a fan of the wheels because they're black. But the funny thing is, when I was looking up pictures for this car, every single one of these cars, black wheels. Black wheels. Like, obviously, a variety of different colors, but I would want it to be in white. And if I had to choose a set of wheels, I would want to go with a set of Vossen wheels, maybe the silver or like a variant of the color or something. But I think this car just has all the styling you'd want. Looks like a supercar, and you can change the engine to whatever type of engine that you want in it. I think is the definition of a perfect car. So that's my take on it. And Jarrett, perfect car for him is.
Yeah, I mean 911, but in specific the 991.2 or whatever generation you want to go with. But in general, the 911 is a stable car. I mean, the lines are beautiful. It's a timeless car. It's a timeless design. There's so much history with it, with the production cars on the road and with obviously a racing setting. They perfected it over the years, and it's one of those examples. It's just like they just keep getting better. There isn't a generation where you're like, well, this generation we just kind of forget about it. No, every single variant of any 911, but mostly you have your GT3s. It's just fantastic. Any colorway, like here you go, any color combination between the body and the wheels, it really just does not matter. Which, if you have a GT3 RS, I hope you're taking it to the track. So.
Oh, for sure, dude. And to go with what you said there, Jarrett, I know there's a guy, he talks about how his dream car was always the Ferrari. And I can't remember exactly his name. Maybe he's on VinWiki a couple times. But he talks about how his dream car was always a Ferrari. And he's like, but the more you drive Ferraris, the more you want a Porsche. he's like, and the reason being, he's like, the Porsche, it's so reliable. It's such a great track car. He's like, you just go in, start it up. They've just been perfecting the car over years and years and years. And it just gets better and better and better. So yeah, I definitely agree with the GT3 RS is a solid car. But yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, both cars definitely 100, and like whatever color combo you want to go with is.
The Vader or the Porsche. I mean, color combos on cars like that, they just look so wicked.
And obviously, I'd prefer a white one, but dude, I think other colors are fantastic as well. All right, guys, so that is the rating system. Hope you guys enjoyed the video on how to rate cars. What do you guys think? You guys think this is a good way to rate cars? Not so great way to rate cars? Comment down below. Like the video if you liked it. Share it with your friends if you wanna get their thoughts on everything as well. But we'll see you guys in the next video. Take her easy.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating.